This is regarding Tucker Carlson's 2021 text messages saying that he, quote, hated Donald Trump. Tucker Carlson actually got pretty, I don't want to say violent, but pretty close to it. I'm going to share this with you, and then come on back. You're going to love the clip where he battles this leftist student over the Trump meme where he posted himself taking a giant crap on all the No Kings protesters. That one is the creme de la creme. So come on back for that. But first, check this out.
I would answer your second question first. I really try to be as transparent as I possibly can. I think you just scoffed in the microphone.
I mean, there was text that came out in court filing.
Would you like to know what that was? Because I'll tell you.
I'm sure everyone would love to know. Yeah, when the Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, you're one of the most annoying people I've ever dealt with. This is why I don't come to college. But hold on. I'm gonna no. Hold on. I'm gonna apologize. I just want to apologize for saying that. Okay, so
that's such an honor.
Yeah, I know. My views are like on the internet, and I don't work for anybody but me. I'm in business with my college roommate. I have no incentive to ever lie at all, and I really try not to. I supported the Iraq War pretty vehemently. I supported the nomination of a Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barrett. That was a huge mistake. Sorry. I think not what I thought she was. I support John Roberts. I support, what's the list of dumb things I've supported in my life? It's very long. I think I've learned something from those mistakes. I'm happy to admit how dumb they were. I've spent the last 22 years trying to atone for my support for the Iraq War.
I appreciate that. And
hold on, I'm not, okay,
sorry.
Now you're annoying me again.
Oh my God.
Not here for your affirmation. So I would say, as to the text specifically, you want to actually know? I mean, are you even willing to hear it? I'll tell you exactly what that was. Those were between me and a producer of mine who I really love, who I still am close to. And that was it was in January after the election, and Trump was saying they stole it from me. And I called the White House and I said, I'm totally willing to believe that. I mean, Zuckerberg puts, $400 million into the mechanics of elections. I don't think he's doing that because he believes in good government. What is this? It's clearly their stuff. And I say to the White House, someone specifically at the White House, give me examples. And he says, I have got a great example for you. I've got 7 or 8 dead people who voted. And the beauty of that claim was it's provable because they're death certificates. And we've got the death certificates and we've got the obits, and they voted, and they're on the voter rolls. We know they voted. Well, I mean, talk about slam dunk. I'm not repeating anything I can't prove. I don't trust any campaign, period. I never have on either side. I just don't trust campaign consultants. They're disgusting. I still think that. But this seemed like a verifiable hit. So I go out there and I say, there's a lot of talk, and you can pull up the tape. There's a lot of talk about, election theft. We're working on it. And I'm working in Fox News, so there's a lot of, let's find out what happened. But we know that 7 or 10 dead people voted, and here are their names. Miss Wanda Johnson of Sioux City, Iowa, and, Jack Klein of Corpus Christi, Texas, and I would go through the whole name, and we'll put the obits up. Well, within 25 minutes, a couple of the dead people call CNN to say, we're not dead. And CNN runs this whole thing exposing that I have just made this colossal error on the air. There's nothing I hate more than being wrong and humiliated like that, because I have a staff. We should get this right. And I didn't get it right because it's so easy to check whether or not someone has died that I didn't check. And I was enraged. And I was just enraged by the whole thing. And my position was, at the time, if you're going to claim it was stolen, prove it to me. I'm an adult man. I'm not taking anybody's word for anything.
How come you weren't saying these things during, on Fox News?
I did the next day.
And I'm not here to just try to argue with you. I really do think this country's going through some, deeply troubling times.
Wait, what do you mean argue with me? You just said, wait, stop. You just, stop. Wait, hold on. You said, why didn't you say these things? And I said, I did the next day on the air, live on Fox News. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. No,
but you didn't though.
Check the tape, dude.
The emphasis of your show The emphasis.
What are you talking about? I went immediately on the.
Cop-out. Okay, fine.
What do you mean it's a cop-out? I was completely wrong. I blamed the Trump campaign for being wrong when it was partly my fault for taking their word for it, which I shouldn't have done. And the guy who gave me that information, I just ran into. I'm still mad at him. He's still around.
It's just so you don't take any ownership for like devices.
What do you mean any ownership?
Like you had the #1 rated show in America.
What specifically are you talking about?
You had the #1 rated cable.
I'm aware of that. I hosted it.
Yeah, I know. So you had. I know. So the amount of influence that you carried.
So you don't agree. Look, you don't agree with my views.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. Tucker,
okay, so are you saying my views are insincere?
No, we disagree. Yes, I truly doubt your sincerity, and I think at this point in your career,
then that's your problem.
I'm trying to understand it because it makes no sense. Like you're worth $50 million.
I'm not worth $50 million.
30 to 50.
Get off the internet, son. Don't stop believing that stuff.
Oh.
$50 million.
Go back to cable news.
Sorry.
No, but I'm just look.
Okay, you're too annoying. You're too annoying. So I like the last chick who like disagreed with me, and then we could have like a normal conversation.
All right.
But you're like telling me you're worth $50 million. What? Stop.
Okay, you got real defensive there. I just threw out a number that's like a lot of money. Jesus Christ, calm down.
Don't use that phrase.
You're worth.
We're done.
Well, look.
Just stop.
Can I say one?
No, you can't. Not after you say that. Leave.
All right.
I've never seen Tucker act like that, but I got to say, man, I think he was holding back. Don't you think so? I mean, what a ridiculous line of questioning. This kid, I mean, it's like arguing with a wall. He was just trying to do like a gotcha moment or something like that. There's plenty of times where, information gets disseminated and you make conclusions. Sometimes you take information for granted and vice versa. And people are, it's just ridiculous. People are people. We're all human. I don't understand what the point of that. I think that was just a very, very confused young man, but I don't think I've ever seen Trump. I've never seen Tucker that heated before. Here is the clip. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Here is the clip with this leftist student who I have a lot of, this resonates with me because I literally bit my tongue 1,000,006,000 times in the class having to deal with this kind of unwarranted, confident entitlement. Like what a terrible coupling. Confidence, idiocy, entitlement. You throw that in a stew and you're going to come up with a gumbo jumbo that is straight out of the bats of hell. I'm telling you right now. But I think this was so powerful because the meme that has caused so much triggering amongst the left of Trump driving around on an airplane, dumping a fecal matter on all the leftist No Kings protesters, which I thought was just brilliant. And he knew, because he's the master troll, he knew that was going to trigger them. Check out this exchange with Tucker and this leftist student regarding that topic. Watch.
Seriously, and I think...
Let me finish where I was?
I can't. No, I'm going to interrupt you. No,
I'm
kidding. Of course you can finish. I'm totally kidding.
Thank you. What I'm saying is, if you support that First Amendment right so much, and you support the idea that the lesser powerful shouldn't be suppressed by the more powerful, I would think that you would be against the President of the United States going on his social media and posting AI videos of him dropping shit on the protesters as he's the more powerful and they're the lesser powerful.
So we may have a definition of terms problem here. So you can say, I think it's ugly that the President of the United States is posting naughty videos on his X account or whatever. Okay, fine. What I'm defending is the sacred God-given right of every person to say what he believes. That's called free speech. That's what's enshrined in our First Amendment. If you can name any example of the administration abridging that, I will agree with you 100%. I believe in that independent of party. I'm not particularly partisan, actually. I kind of hate the Republican Party, just being honest. I'm not going to vote for the Democratic Party because I think they're evil. So it puts me in a tough spot. But I'm not partisan in the slightest. I never have been. So if you can name an example of anybody preventing or trying to prevent someone else from saying what he thinks is true, speaking his conscience, I will agree with you. But I don't think that you've thought deeply enough about the difference between making fun of someone and preventing him from speaking. There's a meaningful difference.
I wasn't saying that was an example of presenting the...
No, you've said that because Trump posted a naughty cartoon on Twitter, he's against the First Amendment. I'm like, no,
He's against the protest, which is an example of practicing the First Amendment.
No, you can certainly make fun of a protest without preventing the protest from happening.
That's an unacceptable way for the president to be acting, though, because he is the president of the United States. He can change people's course of action.
Okay, but wait, may I say one thing? Again, we're arguing past each other, and I hope I end with this, which is to say, you can make the case that he shouldn't have done that because it's unbecoming or whatever. Fair, fine, we can debate it. But I don't think that you're making the case he was abridging anyone's First Amendment. Criticizing, and this is part of the derangement of the left, that criticizing somebody is the same as committing violence against them or preventing them from speaking. That is not true. Trying to get someone fired from his job, I've been on the receiving end of that like about 100 times. Well, I guess I did get fired in the end. Sorry, I totally forgot. I would argue that's like kind of a meaningful attempt to stifle speech. But I just see a big difference. But if you don't, I don't know how to convince
there's
you.
Other examples of him stifling free speech.
All right, I think your questions are in good faith. I think you're trying to understand what I'm saying. I'm definitely trying to understand what you're saying. But I'm going to ask to go to the next question just because we've gone back and forth quite a bit. Thank you.
It's like automaton, minion, handed down talking points. The proof, if you notice very carefully, she was huddling with the other gotcha questioners. That mook idiot, that was in the previous clip was standing right behind her. It's you have pollution swimming in their brains. And when I say, and I'll explain what that means in just a second, but when I say that I can speak from firsthand because I know these people, I know Kamala Harris, I know Obama, they're all academics in sheep clothing trying to pretend that they're creative and that they care and they want to help people when they don't. They're just narcissistic megalomaniacs. They just want power, want to retain power and keep it as long as possible because it makes them feel superior and they feel like they should always feel superior. But she couldn't even, she says there was other examples, but there weren't any examples and she wasn't listening to a thing. You could see her crumble and God bless her. I know she's probably couldn't be all of 19, maybe. I have no idea. And hopefully, just like all of us, you're going to evolve and get smarter, get more life experience under your belt, et cetera, et cetera. But you could just feel her, wait a minute, I thought I was going to get him in her head, crumble. She's not listening to a word that Tucker says when he says like, well, wait a minute. You can make fun of somebody. You can make fun of a protest. It's not the same thing as preventing a protest. She didn't even hear that. And then she huddled with the other leftist, minions and then came back with, well, there's other examples. And it's like, well, wait, what? Instead of saying that, why don't you say, well, what about Exhibit A, Exhibit B? There's no critical thinking. There's no critical discernment. It's just so sad. I mean, this is what's happening in our indoctrination camps. Oh, it makes me so sad because I was there firsthand. Okay, if you made it this far, I've got a bonus. I think this is kind of interesting because I sort of teeter-totter on this topic, and this is the topic of abortion. This is a big one, obviously. I value life. I'm definitely pro-life. And I think I've become more pro-life recently, maybe in the last 5 or 10 years. But I also value a woman's right to choose. And I value, not having somebody tell a woman, hey, this is what you should do, especially a man. So this is kind of an interesting one right here. Check out what Tucker has to say. And it's very, very adamant. Watch.
I totally agree with you. But abortion is murder, obviously, and everyone knows that. And people are so into it because it's the same ritual that every civilization ever been studied has engaged in, which is human sacrifice. Obviously, why did the Incas, and it wasn't just the Incas, it was my ancestors, the Vikings, all of them. killed people in order to appease the gods and give themselves more power.
Abortion isn't ritualistic.
Are you joking? They had an abortion truck outside the Democratic convention. While you're here, maybe you could get an abortion. No, it's the most crazed level of fanaticism I've ever seen. Like when I was a kid, they would say, well, you know, there's probably some 12-year-old farm worker child who got raped and she's pregnant. And like, would you say to her she has to carry the baby? And I'd be like, oh, that's so sad. I can't, ugh. It makes me really sad. And like, I don't think she should have an abortion, but I get it. Now it's just like, no, abortion is the only right you have. It's all you have. You don't have the right to keep you from jabbing a needle in your arm with some unknown poison made by Pfizer. You don't have that right. You don't have the right to say what you really think. The only right you have is to murder your own kids? That's dark, dude. Listen to yourself. That's the saddest thing that could ever happen. Killing your children? The only thing in life, and I'm telling you this as a young person with the greatest sincerity, I mean this as a father of four, the only thing that matters is not your stupid job at Citibank. Trust me, it doesn't matter. All that matters is having children, and your children are all that will matter to you. I don't care what you say. I've lived it. I know that's true. And so anyone who's like, oh, just kill your children. You know, I feel like a lot of the problems, I'm sorry, Brookie, to upset you. Sorry. It's my dog. I don't yell at home. But no, I think it's just grotesque. It's shocking that this happens. And everyone's like, sorry. There's nothing more entitled than a female Springer Spaniel. Sorry. Anyway, it's the saddest thing. And to hear people like, I know a million people have had abortions. I don't know one who's happy about it, you know, and they're really sad about it. And it's awful.
Because it's not something that people take joy in. It's something that people do out of necessity.
No,
I think you're out of touch if you think it's a ritualistic thing.
Of course it's a ritual. How many abortions are there in this country every year?
And it's a matter of human rights, as you said. And it's a matter...
There's no human right to kill people, dude. Sorry. In fact, killing people is the enemy of human rights. The human right is to live.
Not a person.
It's not a person. Okay, it's not a person. But everybody knows it is. It's just so dumb. It's not a person. It's like they won't. Why don't we show a video of an abortion? And let's see if you can sit through it. And you would feel sick to your stomach. You have, oh, okay, maybe you liked it.
I grew up in a church that thought it would be...
No, I don't. I'm sorry I said that. No, I'm sorry. No one wants to talk about the details, ever. And the most horrific things in life, including a lot that happens in war, including transgender surgeries, definitely including abortion, it's all couched in abstract ideological terms which are designed to prevent you from facing what's actually happening. A human being is being beheaded with a knife inside a woman. And if that beheading didn't take place, that would be a person, a human being, who maybe would go on to lead some screwed up life, maybe wouldn't, but it's not up to us. We don't get to kill people simply because they're in the way, period. And if you can kill children who are in the way, you can kill the elderly who are in the way, and in the end, they'll be killing us who are in the way. You can't do that.
You know, this is why it's such a compelling argument, and I just feel like Tucker exhibits such I think, you know, the same way that Schiff oozes slime, grotesque sewage lies, the exact adverse with Tucker, I just think he oozes sincerity and passion. I love that he's a dog person. Right now in my studio, I'm looking, my dog Blue is in my studio, laying down on the floor. Blue, are you okay? He doesn't care about me. You know how much I love dogs, and anybody who loves animals and loves dogs, you are my people. If you love dogs, give me your dog's name in the comments down below. That just makes me have I have way more profound respect for people who love dogs and animals than anybody else, because I love my dog to death. And I dread the day he's going to be 5 in a couple months. And he's a big dog. He's a Doberman. He's a purebred. I love him to death, Blue. I've showed you pictures, and on my community tab I have, he's going to be going as Trump for Halloween. Quite frankly, the greatest costume I've ever seen. It's really quite something, right? He's a good guy, just like Professor Nez. I love you, Mr. President. But you know, he has that thing that, this is why I think he's one of the top, if not the top voices in America. A lot of people say, well, what about Ben Shapiro? I mean, Ben's a smart guy, but his voice reminds me, It's so grating on me. It's like a pack of mosquitoes like on your neck trying to nibble at you. And he doesn't have that thing that Tucker has. And the thing is intangible. It's something that's deep seated. It's in your soul. I think Tucker has soul. And I hope I do too, because I never use teleprompters and I'm just speaking from the heart. And I feel like he does that too, where I feel like a lot of other people, I don't know if Ben does or not, whatever, but I'm just telling you the truth about how I feel on the spot. But a really impassioned, point that he makes about abortion. And, it's something that I've evolved my perspective, throughout the years. And I've come to be way more pro-life than I ever have been in my entire life. Just based on really a lot of the things that he just said there. But I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I wanted to share this with you. Turning Point is something I love. Tucker is somebody I admire greatly. And I hope he continues. God bless him. Hopefully we'll have him on our show, or I'll go on his show, what have you. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please tap that thumbs up, share this with everybody. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed it. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless all your fur babies, and God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.